In this video, we are looking into the Effect Audio Signature Series 2. The recently refreshed Signature Series lineup has the usual three cables. The first one is the Cadmus 2 with SPC in its core. The second one is Eros S2 with hybrid cores. And the third one is the Eros S2. All these IEMs are 8 core at this point of time. Initially, in the Signature series, these cables were 4 core, while the Eros S was the only one with 8 cores. These two got refreshed into 8 wire versions, but Eros S did not need that. In this Signature series Mark II, they have upgraded all this cable to 8 wire versions priced at $250, $300 and $200. All these cables have improved their attributes, and I will tell you what has changed. Now, the biggest change here are the cores. Okay, they have used a solid core in the middle in each core, and some other wires around it. Okay, so this time around the structure is different and the thickness of the wires are different. So they are using different kind of setup in these cables, and all these IEMs have definite improvement over the last generation. Now, I really like the Cadmus generation 1 a lot because of its mid forward sound, but now all these cables are very well balanced. Those extra bit of flavoring has been dialed down a bit, except the Eros S2. This cable is still a fantastic cable if you want to spice things up. Of all these three cables, this is going to deliver bigger bass body and a lot of treble clarity. So if you want to spice your IEM's balance a bit, this is the more musical and fun sounding cable. Okay, these gray cables do cost plenty at $300. It is not cheap. What it delivers is bigger bass body, more sub bass, and the treble is very well defined with very good agility and air between instruments. What it is not great with is the mid range. Now, the last generation was not very mid forward either. In fact, that too was in the V, but this one is slightly more in the V. So if your IEM is mid forward or very bland sounding like Monarch Mark II, then opt for this cable. Okay, this is not for a V shaped IEM. If your IEM is V shaped, please avoid the Eros S Mark II. This is not for you. Even though from the last generation this has the bigger stage, okay, biggest stage of the lot and bigger than the last generation of Eros S, it still is not going to help your V-shaped IEM. It will make that IEM even more V-shaped, so you don't want that. If I move on to the Cadmus 2 to be precise, this one is going to pair fantastically with V-shaped IEM. It is more balanced now though. It does not have that excess amount of texture and vocal thickness, vocal grunt anymore, but it offers better extension at both ends, very good extension at both ends to be precise, and is going to pair exceptionally well with V-shaped IEMs. Okay, if we look into the cable sound quality, this is going to deliver very good sub bass extension, very good body, not added body. Okay, if the IEM has body, it will deliver that body, but it is not going to add more body like the Eros S adds body, okay, adds rumble, adds body to the uh, IM, but this one does not do that. This one delivers what the IM can do, okay, and delivers slightly mid forward signature with very good texture. It still is very good, not as much as the first generation, but it still is very good. If we talk about the treble range, that is where this one has gained very good amount of air. It still is not as airy or as big sounding as the Eros S2, but it is improved over the last generation of Cadmus. So yes, this one will pair very well and nicely with V-shaped IMs. If we move on to the Aries S Mark II. Now this is the copper cable. You guys can see from the hue of its goldenish kind of color. This has improved a lot too. Unlike the 8W and even the 4W that were warmer, thicker, this one is slightly dialing that warmth down. It is, to my surprise, not as bassy as the Eros S2, but has very good warmth, okay, across the spectrum. It has good amount of warmth and a bit of added smoothness, while offering very good staging, very good extension at both hands. And unlike the 8W that is a bit too bland in the treble range, a bit smoother in the treble range, this one is delivering very good definition and resolution with the treble too. And the bass, as usual, is warmer, fuller, thicker, but it is not as big as the Eros S2. Okay, I'm going back to the Eros S2 because I want to compare these cables. Okay, so it has bigger body, but it is not as big as the Eros S2. So all these cables are very good, but you need to pick the right one for yourself. And as I said, do not pair these cables with your cheap IMs. Okay, there are cheaper cables available in the market from other brands, and you will be much happier with those. These are very expensive cables starting at $200, and I will not suggest you guys to pair these cables with IEMs below $400. Please do not do that. You will definitely find improvement in sound quality, but the combined value of the setup will not be as rewarding as a IM that would have that kind of pricing with a good quality cable in that price range. So yes, even though you want to, please do not pair these cables with cheap 200 $150 IEMs until unless you have multiple IEMs in your inventory and you are just trying out a cable to pair up with your favorite sub $200 IEM. So this is it. This is my comparison of the Signature Series Mark II or Signature Series 2. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Enjoy.